Hello everyone, this is Johannes and you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings. And today we are taking a look at Reykholt from Uwe Rosenberg Renegade Games. This is the new Uwe Rosenberg game, which isn't really a shock because I just said it was the new Uwe Rosenberg game. With this beautiful cover art, you are in Iceland, you are growing vegetables, you're trying to feed tourists. Is it good? Let's find out. Let's take a look, quick overview on how the game plays, and then we're gonna come back up and tell you what I think about Reykholt. Reykholt is a worker placement race style game where you are in Iceland trying to grow vegetables and be cool so that you can give tourists sitting around these tables just waiting for food so that they will get the food that they really want. That's kind of the game. So what you want to do in this game is that you're going to play 7 turns. Each player is going to have 3 workers, so you will take a worker and you will place it on a space. Most places will give you vegetables and give you these kind of cards, which will give you special abilities. Each card can be used by 2 players, so if I take it and another player take an action to share it with me, I will put them together between us and we will both have that action. So these will be different each time you play. The other thing you can do is that something you need is to take greenhouses, because the greenhouses will help you grow vegetables. So let's say I have this greenhouse, I have gotten a cauliflower, I was really happy for that, and then I take an action which lets me seed a greenhouse. I have to have an empty greenhouse, and one of the pieces I wanna, like one of the vegetables I wanna fill in, it has to be pictured on the greenhouse tile. I'm gonna put my seed up there and then I'm gonna fill up the rest of this greenhouse, so now I can start harvesting from it. You're gonna harvest 1 from each greenhouse you have every round, and there's also actions to take to harvest more greenhouses. After you play the action phase, you're gonna harvest, as I said, and then there's gonna be a tourism phase where you wanna try to give as much food to people as possible up on this track, and at the end of the game you're gonna try to be farthest ahead on the tourism track. So what you're gonna do is that you have to pay the resources that is on the table and also on these signs. If you cannot pay, you can once each turn take the bonus, or you have to once each turn take the bonus, and that works like this. Let's say I had a tomato, let's say I had a salad, and I harvest one of my cauliflowers. So I can go here, pay a tomato. I can then go here, pay a salad. I do not have a mushroom, so I cannot pay that, but I can take the bonus, and that works. I will go there, and instead of paying, I will take a mushroom, and then I have a cauliflower, so I can use that to move here. I moved 4 tables in one go. All players going to do that, and then you're going to continue on doing the worker placement phase again, trying to optimize and getting the farthest on the track. After 7 rounds, the player who's farthest on the track is the winner of Reykholt. I'm a huge fan of Uwe Rosenberg games, and I was also really looking forward to play this new one because new Uwe Rosenberg games is always great. I heard it was a lighter game. I would have loved it being a big crunchy game like a Feast for Odin, but hey, I take whatever I can from Uwe Rosenberg. Let's start out with the artwork and components, and man, this is where this game really does a great job, because Renegade Games, really cool to see a game from Uwe Rosenberg collaborating with Renegade Game Studios and Frosted Games, of course. This looks beautiful. Like, everything is like a different kind of vibe. It's so fun to see this kind of farming game with a different artist, not only the same artist that always does the job. Looks amazing. One thing I really, when I saw the game in Essen, one thing I really was like, oh, that's strange. Like, we're used to this. This is the workers in a Uwe Rosenberg game. And now they put stickers on them, so they actually are people. Not like, okay, my dude is this disc, which I don't mind that at all. But this looks really cool. I love it. I love the components. The wedge meeples are cool. Everything looks great. So how is gameplay? Let's start with enjoyment of play. This is a fine game. It is a fun game. This is not... When I played it, I had a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong, like, I'm not starting this review saying this is not a fun game, because it is. It is a really fun game, but it's really light. If you are looking for a heavier Uwe Rosenberg game, you don't need this game. It's a light game, but it's different. It's different because this is a race game, and it really feels like a race game. I wrote a post on Reddit about this game. I said like there's no points in the game, and some people are like, yeah, there are points in the game, and I don't really feel like there are points. I feel like you're racing along this track and trying to do the best way of optimizing these kind of. So you can say that you're paying different amount of vegetables for different points, but then again, I'm not here to make that decision. For me, it doesn't feel like points. So it's a worker placement game where you're trying to, basically what you're trying to do is to get the right resources at the right time and pay those vegetables to move across this tourism track. So, is the game good? Is the game fun? It is. I do have a couple of things I didn't like about it, but we're going to come to that later. But all in all, it's really, really simple, really, really fun. What it does, cool thing, it is kind of a mix between a simpler worker placement game like Newsfjord with the Gates of Loyang, where you have the greenhouses. Some people have been trying to make comparisons between those two games, and people are like, oh, this is a new, like, streamlined version of Loyang. It's not. It's not like Loyang at all. I like Loyang a lot better. I think Loyang is a much better game, but this is kind of taking that vegetable growing thing with the greenhouses, the patches from Gates of Loyang, works the same kind of way. So it is a fun mix of these kind of games. Let's talk about ease of play. Ease of play, it's simple. You can teach the game really, really quick. As they said to me at the Renegade booth, which I think is really, really true, is that this is a great intro to Uwe Rosenberg games. It's simple, it's easy to teach, it's easy to play, it doesn't play in a very long time, so it's easy to play, it's a fun game, especially as a gateway into Uwe Rosenberg games, where I think this really fits. Playtime, I think, is about an hour, 45 minutes an hour. We played 2 players in 40 minutes, 3 players in about an hour, which is fine. 20 minutes per player, I think that's a great playtime for this. I don't think I need to play it with 4, so jumping to player count, I played with 2 and 3, haven't played 4. I don't think I really feel the need, because I don't think it adds too much, adds a couple of action spaces, but it's not add much time. So, as in most of these kind of games, the maximum player count is not the best. So I don't think I will take this out with 4 players. Maybe it's one time to try it, but it's not going to be a game that I think I'm going to grab out to play when we are 4 players. Player counter to replayability, I think, is decent in this game. There are the cards which have different abilities and different ways, different actions that you can do that will change up the game a bit. Other than that, the setup is exactly the same every time you play. You're gonna do different things, maybe do different strategies depending on what the other players are doing, but it's gonna be kind of samey after a while. And then come the thing that I was the most looking forward to in this game, and that is the story mode. I'm saying it in quotes right away. I'm intrigued in story modes. I really like story modes. I like stories in games. And when you call something a story mode in this day and age, I expect a story. I expect to have a story. It doesn't have to be epic. It doesn't have to be a huge, long storyline with twists and turns. But I expect an actual story. This game has 5 scenarios, which will switch up the way you play the game. And I think they should have called it scenarios, because I was kind of underwhelmed. We haven't played all of them. We played a couple, and then we read the rest once, or read. Basically, it's like a fluff text of 2 lines that tells you, oh, now it's hard to grow tomatoes because something happened. And then there's rules for the game. So if they would call it scenarios, I think that would have been a lot better, because I wouldn't expect a story. So if you buy this game and you're like, oh, I want it for the story mode, I don't think you're going to be really happy about the story, because there really isn't one. But I like the scenarios. I like that they changed up the game a bit, which is basically the replayability of this game. After you play the base game like 4, 5, 6 times, you probably want to go into the scenarios, or before that, because they changed up the game, and that's basically what they do. They change up the different ways you have to win. You have to go this and this far. They change the number of rounds. They change some rules about how you get vegetables, how you do different stuff, which is really cool, and I like that. I don't just like that they called it a story mode. So, end of this all. Final thoughts. Reichhold is a fine game. Reichhold is not an amazing game. It's not a game that I think I personally gonna grab many times from the shelf and play over all of these other games I can choose from. But if you want to introduce people to Uwe Rosenberg, or maybe if you haven't played an Uwe Rosenberg farming game, or you want to get into these kind of games, this is a great game to start with. It is simple, it's easy to teach, easy to play, short playing time, and it's quite fun. I have enjoyed my play of it. I enjoyed the racing. I've enjoyed trying to maximize the amount of tables I could go. I really like that. All in all, it's a 7 for me, which I don't usually give ratings, as you know, but 7s are for me the games that are really fun, games I really enjoyed playing when I play them for review, but I'm probably not going to play them many times after this review. And that's the end. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like the video, please like it. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, it would mean the world to us if you did so. And that's the end. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes. You've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye bye.